стоим на горе, на скале, где пещера наслали. Вот сейчас сам говорю, я не знаю, что это происходит, из пальцев выходят. Так, энергия какая-то, ничего, я не знаю, что это такое. Вот так я руку поднимаю. И все, это пальцы ломали, поднял голову. Я научился управлять дисками. Что это такое? Ты вот сделал мне. Оставь. Аллаху Акбар. Аллаху Акбар.
He spoke to us. He knew that we would be, us, you and I, would be reading his letter. And he wrote a letter to us. And let's get to the letter that Source sent to us. Good afternoon to all of our beautiful children. Today we want to come to you with a message of great importance. A message that is really only relevant to you the moment that you hear it or read it. Remember that time is an illusion, and that the right time for you to receive any message is exactly the moment that you receive it. I had a really good conversation with Dan today on email. Perfection could be defined as a moment. Think about that. Thank you, Dan. We bring this message to you to let you know that everything is beginning to speed up. Holy crap, I want to tell you folks, in the morning, as we have the weather and the news going on in the background, heard the news anchor say this. I don't know what's happening, but time seems to be speeding up. And so I went into the garage and doing what I do in the garage. The DJ comes on and is talking about, the concerts coming in here. And he says, I can't believe this. He says, we're almost to June. He said, time is speeding up. It's being noticed even by the unaware. The more knowledge that you receive, the faster the process begins to move. Today's message deals with the fallacy that humankind tries to get you to believe about anything that is anti. You do realize that anti simply means opposed to, against, or the opposite of. They tell you that antimatter is the opposite of the state of matter. If matter makes up all that you know, then would antimatter not be non-existent? If matter, in the same context, Antichrist is simply someone that does not believe in the Christ consciousness. I like how that's defined. The Antichrist is many, just as the Christ conscience is many. The Antichrist would be anyone that doesn't believe in love, light, hope, and all the other positive aspects of life. Christ and the Antichrist are within all of you. It is just a matter of which side you choose. Do you see this? If you choose to do what you see as good, then you are one with Christ. If you choose to do evil, then you are Antichrist. Does this make sense? It dwells within us. I always like this, that one of my great science fiction authors, Dean Koontz, one of his books, he said that it is within the capacity of each person to commit murder. But it's also within the capacity of each person to begin to cherish life. Weird. Today, on your media, they are trying to make you fear the coming of the Antichrist. The Antichrist has been within everyone all along. The Antichrist has been here all along. Humanity just created the illusion that it wasn't. They did this in order to control through fear. How many times have you heard that the end of the world is coming, that the Antichrist has been released, that Armageddon is here? Has it ever come to fruition? Are you not still on earth? Now take a look at all of the times when this was claimed. Almost every time that this has happened was when some kind of spiritual shift was starting to occur. It is the way humanity pulls people back into the fold. Don't listen to all of these things that are being portrayed on the news. If no one were to pay attention to it, and these leaders got no attention from anyone, do you think that they would want to do the things they are doing? No. They are only doing these things to get attention. That's the same thing with any God, be it Christian, Hebraic, whoever. If they don't receive attention, they cease to exist. They are acting like your children. Think about that. When your children want to get your attention, or even your pet dog, and you're not paying attention to them, what do? They'll do something that is going to upset you or get you angry, because that is what gets you to pay attention. Is that any different from the negativity that the world leaders and the media are trying to portray in other humans? If humanity stops paying attention to the temper tantrums that these forces are throwing and start paying attention to only the good things, then these forces will need to turn to the positive in order to obtain the attention that they are seeking, and may I add, much needing. This is the same thing with your children. If you ignore their bad doings, then they realize that it does nothing and they stop doing it. What we are trying to tell you is that instead of seeking out the negative things that are happening in the world, ignore them. Seek all of the good things that are going on. Pay attention to the cures that are being found, the people that are being saved, the good deeds that others are doing. Pay attention to the things that are positive. Ignore the negative. If negative no longer gets the ratings that news companies thrive on, then they will either have to change or they will fail or go away. Having come from that industry, I can tell you that's what the news is. It's not good news. It's always bad news. If the leaders of the world, the banks, the presidents, the schools, realize that teaching division and negativity no longer work, they will begin to change or they will fail. It is up to all of you to start making these changes and spreading these teachings. Without people like you spreading the positive and avoiding the negative, nothing will be able to be changed. Keep spreading the positive light, my children, for you are the light, you are the Christ. Remember, you are all part of the whole. You yourself are not the all, but part of the all. You are not God, but a part of God. The only reason that we use this name is because these are the terms that you understand. You cannot understand what you really try to explain with these terms. Well, I'll tell you, I'll say something here in a second. Just remember that your individual 3D self is not everything, but is part of everything. You are not the creator, but just part of the creator. Just as anything you create is not you, but part of you. We trust that this clears up some things for many of you, but as time goes on, we'll be back with some more words for you all. We love you, Source. Well, far out. That's all I got to say. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
more explosive flavor? You know we named these Dinamita, right? Doritos, another level.